Money gets harder when the person asking for it is someone you love. Guilt can make a quick yes feel kind, even when it quietly puts your own bills and stability at risk. By the end, you will know how to help without letting love turn into a hidden payment plan. Now put that inside a normal day. You notice the message from someone you love asking for money in a quiet room where guilt feels louder than the numbers. Nothing huge has happened yet. That is what makes the pattern easy to miss. Money decisions become emotional when love, guilt, and responsibility all enter the room. You tell yourself you are only checking one thing, one balance, one payment, one decision that can wait until later. Outside, the world sells you a cleaner picture, the quick yes that would make the discomfort disappear. It looks simple from far away. It looks like one bigger number, one better purchase, one braver decision, one future version of you who finally stops worrying. But inside the month, the story is smaller and more honest. Your own rent, food, savings, and stability standing behind the request are already moving before the dream has a chance to become a plan. Pause here because this is the pattern underneath the whole video. A choice can feel reasonable in the moment and still quietly remove room from the next month. This is not really a story about saying yes quickly so the discomfort ends. It is a story about the moment pressure gets to act first because no clear order is standing in front of it. The old question is, how do I make this feeling disappear? The better question is, can I help without making my own life unstable? Keep one question open while you listen. Does this choice create you can be generous without making your own life unstable, or does it only create relief for a moment? You do not answer that question in a perfect mood. You answer it in the moment love asks for an answer before your numbers have spoken. That is where money decisions become real. Not in the quote, not in the fantasy, not in the clean plan you imagine at midnight, but in the ordinary moments when the old pattern asks for permission again. This matters because love and guilt can turn unclear help into hidden financial pressure, but the angle only helps if the viewer can feel it as a normal day, not as a lecture. Now watch the day move. Morning gives you the first small test. The number is there, but the feeling around the number is louder than the number itself. Part of you wants a fast answer, part of you wants to close the phone and call that peace. But ignoring the number does not make the pressure smaller. It only lets the pressure keep choosing without a witness. So the first shift is not motivation. The first shift is seeing the room clearly. Unclear help can turn love into quiet resentment and make your own bills feel unsafe. A hidden mechanism is powerful because it feels like personality. You think you are bad with money, impatient, behind, or not disciplined enough. But often the truth is simpler. The system around the choice is doing exactly what it was built to do. Here's the part that matters most. The problem is not only the money choice, it is the pressure that gets to make the choice when no clear rule is standing there first. By midday, the second test arrives. Someone else appears to be further ahead. Maybe they have the thing, the house, the calm face, the bigger number, or the confidence you thought would arrive by now. For a few seconds, comparison makes your own plan look small. That is the trick. Comparison never shows the whole room. It shows the visible object and hides the payment, the risk, the delay, the help, the stress, and the trade-off. So you bring the question back to your own month. The next part matters because a good idea either becomes a simple rule here or disappears after one motivated day. The idea has to become a moment you can repeat. In the Money Parables version of this moment, the turning object is simple, a kind boundary written beside the amount you can truly afford. It is not there to impress anyone, it is there to interrupt the old order. Test 1 is the capacity test. In real life, this is the moment you stop before the money moves and let the next month have a voice. Help should come from real room, not from money already needed for your own basics. You do not ask it to shame yourself. You ask it so the feeling cannot edit the answer in secret. Test 2 is the pattern test. This is where the fast feeling has to wait long enough for the truth to become visible. One emergency is different from a repeating system where your money becomes the backup plan. If the answer is uncomfortable, that discomfort is useful because it arrives before the money moves. Test 3 is the clarity test. This is the quiet pause between wanting relief and choosing what your future can carry. The terms should be simple enough that both people understand what is being given and what is not. A clear test turns a vague pressure into a choice you can actually see. Test 4 is the peace test. This is where the decision becomes specific enough that pressure cannot keep hiding inside vague words. If saying yes creates private anger, the help may not be honest enough yet. The test only has to be plain enough that future you can use it on a tired day. This is where most people lose the lesson. The idea makes sense, but the old month keeps moving, so the next step has to be visible, timed, and small enough to repeat. Evening is where the lesson either becomes real or disappears. The day is almost over, you are tired. The old pattern knows this. It waits for the part of you that does not want another rule, another number, another responsible sentence. So the move has to be small. If it needs a heroic version of you, it will fail when life becomes ordinary again. The strongest money move is usually almost boring from the outside. It is a small transfer, a written rule, a delayed purchase, a visible tracker, a payment order, a boundary, or one honest conversation. Move 1 is help amount. Decide the maximum you can give without damaging rent, food, savings, or debt plans. Attach it to a real moment so it is not floating in your memory. The point is to make the right action easier to find than the old reaction. Move 2 is slow answer. Do not let urgency force an answer before you have checked the numbers. Make it visible before the old pattern starts negotiating. The point is to decide the order before the month becomes loud again. Move 3 is clear words. Use kind, plain language. I can help with this amount, and I cannot go beyond it. Keep it small enough to repeat before you judge whether your whole life has changed. The point is to make one better ending repeatable. Move 4 is non-money help. Sometimes guidance, time, or a practical resource protects both the relationship and your stability. Let the first win be calm, not impressive. The point is to give future you something clear to continue. Stay with this final turn because this is where the money lesson becomes something you can actually use after the video ends. Now the day returns to the same quiet room where it started. The message from someone you love asking for money may still be there. The world has not become perfect, the pressure has not vanished because you heard a wise sentence, but something has changed. The money no longer arrives with no first place to go, where every feeling can grab it first. There is now the help that stays honest without breaking your own foundation. That is the part most people underestimate. A life does not have to transform all at once to start turning. First, one choice stops being automatic, then 1 month has a little more room, then one decision feels less rushed, then future you is no longer always the person paying for today's pressure. You learn to be kind without handing fear the keys to your money. Real love does not require you to destroy your own foundation to prove you care. You do not need the loudest answer. You need the clearest next choice, repeated calmly enough that your future finally gets more room. If the first attempt is messy, that does not break the story. A messy attempt still shows where the pressure lives. If you have already made the heavy choice, the answer is not self-attack. The answer is the next honest move. You can pause, reduce, renegotiate, save, earn, sell, wait, or simply stop adding new weight while the room gets clearer. The important part is that the next choice is not controlled by the same invisible force. There is a moment after dinner when the old pattern tries again. The room is darker, your energy is lower, and the fast answer starts sounding reasonable because you are tired. That is why the plan cannot live only in your head. A plan in your head has to argue with mood. A visible plan on the table only has to be followed. So you make the next action physical, you move the pouch, you mark the calendar, you close the tempting door, you put one token where future you can see it. This is not childish. This is how behavior changes. The room should help the decision instead of testing whether your willpower survived the day. The first real win is not that the whole life is fixed. The first real win is that one old automatic pattern now has a different ending. The next morning may look almost the same from the outside. Same light, same room, same phone, same bills, same world asking for attention. But inside the day, the order is different. The money does not arrive as a loose object anymore. It arrives with a first place to go. That one change makes the future less vague. A vague future can be sacrificed easily. A visible future is harder to trade away for a quick feeling. This is where many people underestimate slow progress. They look for the dramatic moment when everything changes, but the real shift is quieter. It is the moment you notice pressure and do not obey it immediately. It is the moment a purchase waits. It is the moment a bill gets handled before shame can grow around it. Those moments do not look like freedom in the beginning. They look like ordinary decisions made in a better order. But ordinary decisions repeated in a better order are exactly how a trapped month starts becoming a wider life. This is why the next step has to stay plain. If the problem is pressure, name the pressure. If the answer is a choice, make the choice clear. If the change starts on a normal Tuesday, do not pretend it needs a perfect life first. You should not have to decode your own money story like a puzzle. Here's why this matters in a normal life. Most bad money patterns do not arrive as one dramatic mistake. They arrive as a few small decisions that feel reasonable because the day is already loud. That is why the real lesson is not just a boundary, is not the opposite of generosity. It is what keeps generosity honest. The real lesson is learning to notice the pattern before it becomes the month. You should be able to feel the next clear step before the old pressure starts talking again. So the ending is quiet on purpose. No miracle number appears. No perfect version of you suddenly takes over. Just one clearer order, one calmer pause, and one future choice that pressure did not get to steal. That is how financial freedom begins to feel possible.